Hello, welcome to our first lecture video, which we're going to start just kind of talking about broad course ideas, no chemistry, and we'll start with the course overview. So this is Chemistry 1412, that is General Chemistry 2, and I am Dr. Dunnington. So this is kind of the baseline information. Hopefully this is what you thought you have enrolled in. It is expected that you've taken General Chemistry 1, that would be Chemistry 1411 in our numbering here at Lee. You may have taken that, you didn't necessarily have to take Chemistry 1411 here. You may have taken it at another school. You may have tested out of it. You may have gotten credit for other things, other different ways. All that is fine, but there is an expectation that you have done Chemistry 1411 or General Chemistry 1, whatever number or test it was called for you. We will have a textbook in this class. It is called OpenStax. That's a reference to open source software. It is free. This is a program through Rice University providing free textbooks for a variety of subjects. The chemistry one's pretty good, and so we will use it. It is free. It's available online either as a PDF or as a web view, as like a website looking thing, but it's more interactive than a PDF. You can also buy a printed copy online. So if you go to Amazon, you can find people who have printed it, either OpenStax, that company, that organization has released some. There's also people who just kind of sell it themselves. We are using the second edition, which you do want to be sure you get. There's some kind of brutal typos in the first edition, you know, missing like knots or additional, right, things that negate truth or something like that. And so you just want to be mindful that you are getting the correct version, second edition, and you are getting the whole book. We're going to be doing chapters 10, you need chapters 10 through 21. We won't be doing all of those, but 10 to 21 are the two we'll be covering. So you don't just, sometimes people just sell like the first 9 chapters is pretty common, or first 10 or 11 chapters. You don't want that. You want to get the whole thing. And if you, so books are like free and stuff, but not a hard copy. If you ask for the book from campus, from the bookstore, they're just going to send you the PDF. And the book should only be like 20, 30, 40 bucks. There's a lot of versions online. You can shop around. Overall, the class is going to be organized by week. So just like there'd be 2 lectures per week in a face-to-face class, there are 2 sets of videos that are kind of the idea is that's 2 lectures worth of content. They will each have what's called a participation assignment. The idea is you're watching the videos, you're working through some problems, some questions while you do those. Those we do every Tuesday and Friday. You will also have online homeworks through an online homework system called CHEM 101. We do Wednesday and Saturday, so you can see there's deadlines due throughout the week: Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. The idea is you're kind of keeping with the material. I like with online classes, you can do these things whenever you want to do them. You can work through, you can do both sets of videos in one go, but I want to make sure you're getting the first set by Tuesday and the second set by Friday. You're working through all the content. You're not just waiting until Saturday when the homework is due and then trying to watch all the videos and do all the homework. We will also have one lab activity per week. It'll be on campus on Wednesdays, 1 p.m. So we'll come to campus, we'll meet on campus for that. Every assignment will still be run through Blackboard. So you'll do some pre-lab assignments that would be due Wednesday at 1 p.m. And then the rest, the post-lab, would be due after the lab on Sunday at midnight. So basically everything will still be run through Blackboard, even though the actual experiment activity will happen in person in the lab room. So with that in mind, I would like to take a second to go into the actual Blackboard page where the class is going to be run, to kind of point out some things, point out some ideas. So when you get into the Blackboard page, it should look something like this. One thing, so this is kind of, you know, the splash. You can see everything again is organized by weeks. So there's folders. If you're watching this video, you probably have already seen or gotten in there. There's some other information available. I also do want to point out that over on the left-hand side here, there is a navigation bar. So if you can never find that, you just click this. You can always get back into that. So there's some information over here. One thing, the syllabus, if you go in here, there is a document. This document does describe the entire class. It is a lot. It is, what is it, 14 pages. There's just piles of information. A lot of this is school policies, like things that I don't write. There are some things that I write in there as well, but there's a lot in there. So if you ever have any question, you can always hopefully find it in there. There are also some other links over on the sidebar. You can see here's the link to the electronic book. Here's a link to the PDF. So this is the electronic book. And then here is the PDF. It is over 1,000 pages, so it does sometimes take a while to load. I do want to point out that once the PDF loads, if you come to the table of contents, they are hyperlinks. Once it loads, it takes a while. It is a pretty big document. If I can get it. So if you want to go to chapter 2, you can click that. You can go to different parts of the textbook more efficiently. Same thing in the online, but that more kind of natively looks like a table of contents with links. There are also some other things: institutional policies, student resources. I highly encourage you to take a look at this. There's all sorts of things that you could think of them as free, or you're already paying for them with your tuition dollars. So if you're a special type of student, or if you have any sort of unique things like that, or just general kind of student resources that are available to you, things on campus. There's all sorts of things that are all over the place. There's a lot of resources that you're already paying for that you have access to that you can find here. And if you ever have any questions about what any of those mean or anything, please let me know. The other thing, final thing for course information, if you'll notice this bottom folder here in the main page, course information, the idea is that that syllabus was super dense. Here is intended to be kind of some different files that are meant to be a little more bite-sized versions. So like, the course schedule, if you just want to know the calendar for the course, that's there. The course overview is kind of the high parts, the most important parts of the syllabus, kind of written out that are just about this class. There's not information on like tutoring services in here because it's just things about the class, structures, meant to be a little more helpful or easier of a reference for you. Contact, if you want to know how to get in contact with me, you can always find that there. So there are a lot of parts of the class. It is complicated. And the idea is this kind of broad overview. There's going to be a lot of information in these next few videos of, all this kind of huge amount of information. The most important thing that you want to be mindful of is how I'm going to try to point out, like I did here, where you can look up to find this information later. You don't have to rewatch all of these videos. Instead, you can, go to, all right, I just need to know the schedule. Under that course information, there's a course schedule just sitting there if you want to see that. That will always be there. And generally, we're going to stick to that. Natural disasters withheld, with outstanding, whatever. But you can always kind of look at that reference information. There's a lot of information I'm going to give you in these videos. The most important thing you want to be mindful of is where can you go to get, if you need to reference that information. You can always just ask me. You can always reach out to me. Otherwise, that's going to do it for the course overview. A lot of information about where to find things. There's a lot of places. I try to put it in multiple places where you can find these things. That course schedule is in at least 3 documents that are posted on to the Blackboard page. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Otherwise, that's going to do it for this video. Congrats, 1 video down for the semester. I'll see you in the next.